Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Steve, and welcome back to Rusty Wrench Restorations. Today, we got something fun planned. We've got a plow day. This one's down at Indian Neck Farms in Hobbsville, North Carolina. It's about an hour and 20 minutes away. So we've got Sweaty Betty, my 1950 John Deere MT, the single bottom plow loaded up, and truck's warming up and ready to go. So hopefully this video will get you some good content as far as what a plow day consists of. It's just good gathering of like-minded people who are into tractors and farming and whatnot. Brings out all kinds of people from the community as well. Something for everybody, lots to see. We got tractors plowing all day. We got tractors on display to show. Usually they got barbecue, good food, and just good fun time for everybody. So if you hear of a plow day local to you in your area, highly recommend checking it out. Even if you don't have a tractor or don't plow, they're always fun to attend and check out. So let's get this thing on the road, and we'll see you there. Sure dude got some funny looking chickens down here.
Look at all those chickens.
Got me my new Todd Lewis Indian Neck Plowday hat today. All right. Let's get this started. They got some mules here today. Oh yeah. Real horses and mules over there. We'll check them out in a little bit. Ricky making an initial cut for our section, the small tractors, so we don't get run over by these big boys over here. Some pretty cool stuff. This one here is owned by my buddy Myron and his wife Tracy. Good people. Awesome tractor. Very cool. Well, I think there's plenty of land here for us to plow. Get some last minute adjustments in and jump on old Sweaty Betty here in a minute. Bobby White. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bottom plow. I hope this is in frame. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Kind of got a lot going on. And if you could just smell the tractor exhaust and the dirt and the heat from the engine, it's like the most American thing. It's awesome. Alright, so I stopped sweaty here. Give you a quick little tutorial to see how this goes down. So as you can see, there's been people plowing already, and what they leave behind here, this is the furrow, right? So as I come behind, I'm gonna have my left tire, I'm sorry, my right tire, I'm looking at this thing backwards, my right tire in the previous person's furrow. This soil here is kind of sandy, you can see. So it's kind of hard with this single front tire. Sometimes it wants to try to pull it into the furrow, but anyway, the right-hand tire will ride in the furrow of the person that's gone before me, and then I'll end up cutting a new furrow behind them. So you can see here that transition. Here's my rear tire in the previous furrow, and then my plow is taking about 12 to 14 inches and making the next row over, right? So you end up having some good tilled dirt. I mean, they got some really nice soil down here. But anyway, eventually you'd go back over this with a disc and kind of disc it and chop it up a little better. You know, and then maybe some hillers, depending what the crop is, and planting, right? So as you can see here, Sweaty does pretty good. Got a decent furrow here. Probably have to make a couple adjustments. Let me get you a back shot here. So really what you're kind of looking for is you want a nice, let's see if I can get this in the frame here, nice sidewall on your furrow and a nice flat bottom, right? That way there we know that I've got a good 12 to 14 inches across that's flat, and that's also, you know, anywhere from, it could be like 4 to 8 inches, I guess just depends on what the crop is or whatever, but you know, the depth on here. Anyway, I always just try to go for have that nice 90-degree clean look. It's supposed to help with drainage and ensuring that the next furrow that we do, you know, plows the same, right? So basically underneath all of this turned over soil, we know we have a nice flat hard pan underneath. It's not going to be all cuts and grooves and ridges. So anyway, that's kind of what that looks like. Let's jump back on. And that's what I get for not paying attention. I drove into the furrow, so I'm going to lift my plow and get her back in reverse. See if I can get this tire back up onto the, there we go, that wasn't too bad. Whoop, sinking back in. Oh, making more of a mess. Alright, I'm gonna stop the video and get this thing unstuck. I told you it was sandy. That's what I get. I probably jinxed myself by saying it, but let me flip it. Alright, I got it back out. Yeah, if I'm not paying attention, it's so sandy that furrow wall starts to cave in with this narrow front up here. Normally if you had a wide front tractor, your other right front tire would be in that furrow and it wouldn't be an issue. So, but anyway, I got to pay attention a little bit. I'll get some more video, but let's finish this row out. Now that we're out of the sandy stuff, you can see the soil's changed. It's a lot darker, better loam type material. But I want to kind of show you another thing that's going on here. So as you can see, there's some nice green, I'm not going to call it grass because I know it's not grass, but I'm sure it was something that was planted for nutrients for the soil. So as we plow this over, you can see how the clover and the grass or whatever it is, I'm not a farmer, I'm sorry. Somebody could probably comment in the comments, but the plow is flipping it over and it takes all this good nutrient filled vegetation and flips it under the soil. You can see some areas here where it didn't get flipped under, but that's kind of the point of it. So now as we flip it over, that vegetation will start to decompose and put the nutrients back into the ground again. Doing good. Just keep that tire in that furrow. You got it. You're doing better than I do. Family plowing. What you think? You like it? You've been drinking and driving? Ricky doing donuts. Brian's loaded up. Sweaty's loaded up. That's it for plow day. That's a wrap, Jack.